Tributes continue to pour into Winfield's farm in Oshawa following the death of the great Northern Dancer. The 29-year-old Canadian sports superstar was humanely destroyed after an attack of colic.
Still surprised by the magic of that horse. We put out the press release within 3 hours of his death. And within an hour of that, my phone was ringing and our farm manager's phone was ringing. And out at Oshawa, and my vice president's phone was ringing in Lexington, Kentucky, and just news organizations from all over. And a friend phoned to say that night Northern Dancer was on the night news on British television.
Northern Dancer will long be remembered by even casual race fans. Historians will note that he was the first Canadian bred to win the Kentucky Derby.
We're all set, ready for the start. They're off. We're away to a good start. Mr. Brick on the inside veered out and shut off Quadrangle. And it is Mr. Brick in the lead as they come down the stretch. And moving from the outside is Royal Shuck. Wilrad is in between horses. Quadrangle is running fourth. The Scoundrel is fifth. He'll Rise on the outside is running sixth. Running for the turn now. It is Mr. Brick and Royal Shuck. Royal Shuck, Mr. Brick are heads apart. Wilrad is third. The Scoundrel is fourth. Quadrangle on the rail is fifth. He'll Rise is running sixth. Northern Dancer is seventh. Mr. Moonlight is eighth. Roman Brother is ninth. Extra Swell is 10th. Andy Kay is 11th. And Discuda is trailing the field. They go around the bend now, nearing the back stretch, and Mr. Brick is on the lead. It's Mr. Brick leading by a head. Royal Shuck is running second by a length and a half. Wilrad is third. The Scoundrel is fourth and edging up on the outside. Running fifth in the field is Quadrangle with Bobby Ussery just sitting still, biding his time. Northern Dancer is sixth, and between those top six horses, He'll Rise seventh. There's only about 3 lengths. It's a tight bunch as they run for the far turn with Mr. Brick holding on to that lead. Mr. Brick is on the lead. The Scoundrel is moving at him now on the outside. As they go to the turn, the Scoundrel swings up on the outside of Mr. Brick. And it's the Scoundrel now getting up there head-to-head with Mr. Brick and going into the lead. And there goes Northern Dancer. He'll Rise is still sitting still in fifth position. The Scoundrel, Northern Dancer, and Mr. Brick are heads apart around the turn. Quadrangle is moving right with He'll Rise behind the 3 leaders. They've got a quarter of a mile to go, and here they come out of the turn and into the home stretch. Northern Dancer on the lead. Down the stretch now with Northern Dancer out in front. He'll Rise coming at him on the outside. And it's Roman Brother coming through along the inside. The Scoundrel is still third. Roman Brother fourth. Quadrangle fifth. Down the stretch now, Northern Dancer out in front by a length. He'll Rise is gaining on him. It's coming to the wire. It's going to be tight. Northern Dancer gets it. Northern Dancer by a long head. He'll Rise second. It'll be very close between Roman Brother and the Scoundrel for third.
Well, yeah, I think Canadians will remember Northern Dancer as being the first Canadian bred to go down there and win the Kentucky Derby, and that was a big thing. And I think the average Canadian will remember that and know about that. And he was a true Canadian sports hero for doing that. But as a stallion, people in the industry, people that follow thoroughbred breeding will know Northern Dancer as the patriarch of all stallions that we've known in our lifetime and ever hope to know in future. He was really a top stallion, one of the best, and I think, you know, of all the stallions that ever dominated in this breed, Northern Dancer will be considered the most influential. He was the boss. He was king, and he knew it. He got visitors from all over the world. He knew what a camera click was. He knew when he was on show or on display, and he was sort of a ham. He had a personality. You know, we remember him here as a foal and as a yearling as being quite cheeky and, you know, and sort of unpredictable. And as a racehorse, we could never have predicted the success that he had, but I think our overall feeling was that, you know, he was always a success at all stages. He was always, you always had to pay attention to him. He always commanded attention, and he always got it.
But it didn't start out that way. In fact, Winfields had hoped to unload the colt early.
He was the runt of the litter, as it were. He was very small, and he was always very perky, and he wasn't the favorite yearling in terms of the grooms who looked after him, because he'd take a nip at them.
He was offered as a yearling in a private auction that Mr. Taylor had in 1962 as a yearling with a pre-price of $25,000. There was another colt in our crop at that time. This was on Bayview Avenue, who later who sold in the same sale for $25,000. His name was Brockton Boy. He was purchased, picked up, and we were left with Northern Dancer, and it's the greatest thing that ever happened to Winfields and, you know, Canadian racing and breeding. It went from there, and you know, his racing record is there for all to see. His breeding record will be how we'll remember him the most.
The legacy of Northern Dancer will live on for years. He sired more than 1,000 stakes winners, and 295 of his yearlings have fetched more than $183 million.
To have inherited the responsibility for looking after that great horse is an enormous challenge, but also an enormous gift. He gave a lot, Northern Dancer did, to the Taylor family. He also gave a lot to racing as a whole.
A tremendous record. 11 victories in 14 starts. Coming into today's race had won over $280,000, and now today he can add $114,300 more. And he most certainly is the richest three-year-old in America. There is Mr. E.P. Taylor of Canada, leading Northern Dancer, who is really lathered up, perspired after that track record time of 2 minutes for the 1.25 miles on a lightning fast track. Mr. Taylor is quite an interesting man. He had Victoria, who finished third in the 1960 Derby. This is his second try at winning it. He's a 63-year-old tycoon, most influential businessman without a doubt in Canada. He owns Lyford Cay in the Bahamas, the Argus Corporation, internationally known for his industrial and financial interests. There is Bill Hartack, the native of Johnstown, Pennsylvania, a boy who now has a record of 4 Derby victories in 6 starts and 1 second. He has yet to be on a Derby favorite, as Northern Dancer closed on the board at 3-1. It was Hill Rise who finished second, closing at 7-5. Bill Hartack, the jockey, holds the record for the most stake wins in 1 year.
Meanwhile, another racing legend has passed away. Alydar, in the prime of his stud career, fractured a bone in his hind leg, kicking his stall door. He underwent surgery but slipped and fell, breaking another bone in the same leg, and had to be humanely destroyed. Alydar sired racing stars Ali Sheba and Easy Goer, but will always be remembered for 3 races against his arch-rival, Affirmed.
It's going to be Affirmed keeps on, and it's going to win the fourth running of the Kentucky Derby. Alydar is second. It's Affirmed. Alydar on the outside. They go on down to the finish. Affirmed and Alydar. Here's the finish. Affirmed wins it. Alydar beats him by a neck. Affirmed under a left-hand whip. Alydar on the outside driving. Affirmed and Alydar heads apart. Affirmed's got a nose in front as they come onto the wire.
Oh, he was a super horse. He was very, very intelligent. He was very personable to be around. He was certainly no child's horse to be played with, but he was a wonderful individual, handsome, did everything that you asked him to do, gave 100% all the time. If all the horses were like that, it would...
Tracking pace goes out.